Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, August 4th, and I have a very quick update for you on the HEALS Act. That's the latest on the relief bill, and on the proposed EIDL funding option, and the latest on COVID news and infections. Including in this update is what President Trump talked about yesterday in terms of taking unilateral action to push something through, and the latest on the negotiations between Pelosi and the Democrats and the White House. Thanks as always for subscribing and staying up to date on our videos. It means so much to us. Let's dive in. This piece in Forbes was just published a few minutes ago. The question we're all wondering, why is the second stimulus package taking so long? And here is the latest from what Nancy Pelosi said this morning. In an interview with CNN this morning, she argued in favor of freezing the design of the proposals to work toward an agreement with Republicans, but she wouldn't budge on the Democrats' proposed price tag of $3.4 trillion. She was asked explicitly what she would compromise for, and she said $3.4 trillion, period. That's where she stands. The bottom line is the Democrats want the HEROES Act. This is the HEROES Act that they passed over 2 months ago. That was over $3 trillion. They want that, and that includes $600 per week federal supplement to unemployment for 6 months, so through January. And that's what Mitch McConnell and the Republicans have pushed back on. And you may be wondering, why haven't we seen Mitch McConnell in any of these meetings? The fact is, Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and the White House Chief of Staff have all been meeting, many closed-door meetings over the weekend, yesterday, today. There are ongoing meetings to negotiate on this, but Mitch McConnell hasn't been there. And his reason for not being there is that the president ultimately has the power to sign anything into law, so he wants the Democrats and the White House to agree first before Mitch McConnell weighs in on anything. So that's why we're seeing this interesting negotiation between Democrats, the White House Chief of Staff, and the Treasury Secretary. That's the negotiation that's happening. And we see headlines like this, where it says, U.S. stocks climb as stimulus optimism offsets weak earnings. Again, this just came out as investors weighed ongoing hopes of further coronavirus stimulus. I think the takeaway here is that, yes, there is going to be some stimulus passed this week. The point is, Democrats and the White House / Republicans still seem far apart. Nancy Pelosi saying, we want the HEROES Act. Republicans saying, we want some version of the HEALS Act. And how do they meet in the middle? Again, we're checking the alerts every 10-15 minutes to see if there's new news coming out from either Speaker Pelosi or McConnell or the White House or the president. Here's another look at what Pelosi told CNN this morning. Asked if she had an idea on the price tag she's willing to settle for, Pelosi told CNN bluntly, yeah, $3.4 trillion. Sounds like her. So she's pushing for this, which is great because it has the extra unemployment benefits. It has the PPP funding. It may have EIDL funding. Of course, that's not publicly been talked about much recently, but I'm optimistic that she is aware of the needs of small business owners like you. So this back and forth continues. Again, it's Tuesday, and the lawmakers are supposed to go on vacation at the end of this week, so we have to see something. Here's what the Trump administration said yesterday. They were considering unilateral action. According to Trump, he thinks they can do it. One is to stop evictions, and the second is to cut payroll taxes. There are many experts that disagree that he can actually do this. His claim is that he can do something, and of course, if he took some action, this would look good, given that the election is less than 3 months away. The bottom line is we're optimistic something is going to happen this week, like we've been saying. In terms of S.4227, huge shout out to everyone who's been requesting that we email their senators. We've emailed over 4,000 now. There's no new progress here. I just wanted to give you an update that we're continuing to write senators. So I'm going to leave the link to that in the description as well. And after we did the video yesterday, more support came out for this bill, including from many business CEOs, including the head of Starbucks. So some good COVID news that infections have been going down over the past week. Let's hope that continues. The Midwest is still seeing some uptick, and of course the Southeast and Florida in particular are still seeing a ton of new infections, but the overall trend in the country is that there are less cases. And by the way, for those of you who aren't getting our daily emails, we send daily coronavirus updates to many of our users. We include the breaking news, the most important news, news on infections, closures, etc., news about Dr. Fauci, and more. So it's a great way to get a quick recap of what's happening. And we also include maps and charts, both showing the US and around the world, showing the death rate and the infection rates. So you can subscribe. These are free. You can go to helloskip.com/VIP invite, fill out the form here, and then create your free Skip account. Finally, the last thing I want to say is if you do want to get alerted for any EIDL and PPP news, you can get alerts at helloskip.com/EIDL alerts. Again, a separate form to fill out, but you will be notified immediately if there's any critical news on EIDL advances or loans, especially when it comes to the new bill that's talking about $80 billion more for the EIDL program. So we hope this helps. Thanks, as always, for your support and paying attention. And please subscribe. I try to summarize the news every day to keep you up to date and to give you peace of mind. Stay well and stay healthy.